My humble pranam to Sri Sadguru, respected Swamiji, Honorable Chair, and the dignitaries. The paper entitled Shankar's View on Karma. I would like to discuss the Acharya Shankar's life and his philosophy. Shankar is an example of a karma yogi, and his philosophy, which I would discuss here, is the notion of Atmabodh. Acharya Shankar was an ascetic philosopher and a realized soul. He was a French philosopher, a mystic, and a religious and social reformer. His personality was endowed with insight. His philosophical approach was unifying and universal. He affirmed the non-dualistic view of the world. He dedicated his life to ameliorate the human existence. In his short but significant journey of life of 32 years, he made a remarkable place in the field of philosophy and culture. He is out and out a metaphysician, but he was seriously concerned to the life and the world. He renounced his home with a firm determination to work for the humanity. He knew the mission of his life and fulfilled that mission. Acharya Shankar propounded philosophy of Advaita and emphasized on the ultimate reality, but he could not denounce the worldly existence. His Advaitism is a logical one since reconciles Jnana, Bhakti, and Karma Marga. He believed that Jnana Marg is essential for the self-realization, but he never nullified the Bhakti and the Karma Yoga. Actually, Acharya Shankar was the living embodiment of Jnana, Bhakti, and Karma Yoga. His life itself is an example of enlightenment, devotion, and altruistic service to the humanity. I'm going to skip a few paragraphs. So, life is a string of paradoxes, and an individual has to fight their own battle. There is a wide difference between that course of conduct which is prescribed for human beings and that which is pursued by us. People make mistakes despite having a choice of not making it. Actually, it's all about the spiritual status of man. By spirituality, I mean purification of mind and cultivation of values. I mean that an individual should foster some values. It is to develop inner wisdom. It starts from intuition, self-realization, or Atmabodh is its final goal. Atmabodh is not just realization of the self, but it is manifestation of the self. Jiva gets identified with the body and the senses because of ignorance, according to Shankar, and then performs actions to fulfill the need of this body. It becomes his or her central preoccupation. Very soon, Jiva include actions that arises purely from the desire arising through their worldly existence. Attachment of sensual pleasure causes sorrow, and sorrow conceals the intellect and creates delusion. Because of delusion, an individual loses vivek or ability to discriminate. Shankar says in Gita Bhashya that it is the body-mind complex which is a product of the nature that does all the actions in all the ways. The person who is deluded identifies himself or herself with the body and mind and thinks that I am the doer. All this is because actions are rooted in ignorance and also governed by ignorance. Atmabodh develops insight into every aspect of life. It guides mankind to lead a life with enlightened vision and karma on the basis of vivek. The person who has Atmabodh can discriminate between Kārya and Akārya. Shankar is a pragmatic philosopher, and his pragmatism depends upon sadhan chatushta, as man has discussed earlier. Sadhan chatushta is the fourfold way of inner purification, which includes vivek, vairagya, satsampatti, and mumuksha. These are the series of mental purification which leads towards equanimity. While dealing with the philosophy of Karma Yoga, I understood that karma for Acharya Shankar is a process of equanimity. Shankar adheres that karma must be performed in the state of equanimity. An ignorant being gets affected at the phase of miseries or suffering. Rag, shok, moh are the causes of suffering. Attachment causes sorrow, and sorrow conceals the intellect and creates delusion. Because of delusion, an individual loses his vivek, and Jiva perceives phenomena as true or real and feels himself or herself as agent and enjoyer. Kārya must be regulated by Vivek. Actually, Vivek is the ability to discern the existence and non-existence. It is the ability to recognize right from wrong, proper from improper, and the permanent from impermanent. When Shankar uses the term Vivek, that has got ontological connotation, which prepares the ground for higher experience. There are two aspects of Vivek. One is preparatory and another is discriminatory. Vivek has a significant role in preparing the ground for self-realization. I'm skipping few more.
That's a signal.
Okay. So one should always remember the impermanence of the world. Then gradually takes place a detachment from the impermanent entities and move towards that which is permanent source of happiness. This is the discriminative understanding known as Nitya Vastu Videk. Shankar speaks in Manisha Panchakam that Shashvat Nashwaram Ev Vishwa Akhilam Nishchitva Chaluru Nityam Brahma Nirantaram Vimrishaka Nivra Shantatmana Bhutam Bhavi Chadushkritam Sadahata Samvinmaya Pavake Prarabdhaya Samarpit Pavoku Esha Iti Manisha. A man who realized under the instruction of his guru that this empirical world is perishable, the Brahman is eternal. He who contemplates on pure consciousness with equanimity, karma done by him in the past and will be done in the future, that would be born due to this discrimination. Then he put forward himself or herself to prarabdha karma. This is my conviction. The whole creation is not shashvat. It is continuously shattered. All the beings are the part of that creation. That is why they too are subject to destroy. The essence of this perishable world is supreme self. When an individual self realizes that the quintessence of the creator and the entire creation is Brahman only, his I consciousness is dissolved. He gets rid from all sort of diverse approach towards world. Contemplation upon supreme truth with a tranquil mind is the key to burn past karma. According to law of karma, the action of an individual determines his future existence. Theory of karma implies that every individual has to will to choose action to take. According to Indian philosophy, there are three kinds of karma.
Are you concluding or?
So I have 2 or 3 minutes or
Actually, you're on what is called the emergency time.
okay. Okay. So when an individual realizes his own self, own luminous self, he becomes tranquil and eternal. His self or Atman becomes like water because of the non-dual state of consciousness. All sorts of duality demolished at this point. So liberation is nothing but the removal of the wrong identification with the mind, body unification, but the realization of its true nature as infinite, eternal Brahman. Bondage is not real. When ignorance is removed, the self becomes Jivan Mukh. The action which are performed must yield their result, but a Jivan Mukh does not regard these results as but only as a consequence which does not responsible for further bondage. A Jivan Mukh performs karma with Sakshi Bhav. In conclusion, I have tried to understand the problem of Kārya and Akārya in the backdrop of Sankar philosophy. First of all, I have outlined outline the life sketch and explored his philosophical foundation. In nutshell, I have understood that Jnana is the source of Kārya and ignorance is the cause of Akārya. Shankar stipulates that Jnana dispels the ignorance and the Jnani never gets confused between Kārya and Akārya. So Atmabodh is essential in the Vyavharik Jagat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.